Good afternoon, boys and girls, and welcome to our assembly today. I hope that you've had a lovely couple of days after a break last week and that you have been enjoying your online learning. Now, today is World Oceans Day. It actually isn't today, it's June the 8th, but we are celebrating it today at school. And this year's theme is Innovation for a Sustainable Ocean. And we talk about sustainability with our eco warriors who are teaching us so much about plastic recycling and upcycling. And I love it. It's a very special cause for me because I love living here in Penang and we are surrounded by water because Penang Island is obviously a place with lots of beaches and good sea life and all sorts of things around us. So for me, every day is an ocean day, an important day to keep our seas clean. And to tell us a little bit more about that, we have a lovely little story to start today. So the story's story is called Somebody Swallowed Stanley. It's written by Sarah Roberts. And today, Mrs. Lanigan is going to read you the story. So enjoy it, and I'll see you after the story.
Hi everyone, I'm going to read you a story called Somebody Swallowed Stanley, and it's all about a plastic bag that ends up in the ocean. Stanley swept into the sea with a splash and a splish. Perhaps he's one of us, thought the other jellyfish. But his stripes were too straight and his tentacles too few. He just floated in the sea, not sure what to do. You see, Stanley was no ordinary jellyfish. Then something terrible happened. Somebody swallowed Stanley, but who could it be? Her tongue was rough as barnacles, her mouth was vast as a cave. As she hummed her low song, Stanley tried to be brave. So who had swallowed Stanley? The creature stopped singing as Stanley slid down her slimy throat. She coughed and she spluttered, and then... whoosh! Phew! With a rush and a rumble, steam burst from her spout. A whale had swallowed Stanley, but now he was out. Stanley dropped with a splash back into the sea, where he bobbed along gently, calm and carefree. Until something terrible happened. Somebody swallowed Stanley. But who could it be? With a sharp yellow beak and a small beady eye, the creature flapped his wings and rose up to the sky. But who had swallowed Stanley? He pecked and then snapped and he nipped, but Stanley wouldn't go down. More creatures flew over, first 2 and then 3. In all the flapping and squawking, they let Stanley be. A seagull had swallowed Stanley, but now he was free. Poor old Stanley was ripped up, scruffy and torn. He sank and he sank and he sank down some more. But something terrible happened before he reached the sea floor. Somebody swallowed Stanley again, but who could it be? Her paddle-shaped flippers skimmed the seabed. She had a beautiful shell and a small, wrinkly head. So who had swallowed Stanley? She gasped and she spluttered, then started to choke. But Stanley was stuck without much he could do. A turtle had swallowed Stanley. The creature was scared and swam quickly to shore. With Stanley stuck in her throat, she couldn't breathe anymore. The turtle closed her eyes and lay down in the sand. But then Stanley heard footsteps. Help was at hand. A kind boy on the beach came and tugged Stanley free. And then Stanley heard, "Plastic bags don't belong in the ocean blue. Creatures think you're a jellyfish and swallow you." Now with a rope and a branch, he'd made something new. Wonder what he's made. A kite! Flying high in the air, Stanley soared to and fro, safe from the sea and all the creatures below.
Thank you, Mrs. Lanigan. I am so relieved that Stanley actually ended up being in the air and not in the sea. It was quite a journey for him being swallowed up. So, as I mentioned before, World Oceans Day is usually held on the 8th of June each year and will be this year, but for us a little bit earlier. And I talked about this word innovation. So innovation is something new, something that allows us to do things differently. So by having to have school online, that is a type of innovation. And your teachers have done an amazing job to try and pick up as many interesting and engaging ways of trying to help you learn through the computer screen and off the computer screen without being able to have you there face to face. So innovation helps us move forward. It helps us do things in a better way. And obviously sustainability means that we want something to last and keep going a long time. Now, plastic, in a way, is sustainable because it lasts for so long, but not in a good way. Not in a good way for the ocean, that's for sure, and not in a good way when we throw it away carelessly, which is what for so long has been happening now to people using single-use plastic and just throwing it away or putting it into landfill or putting it down by the beach and making our world not very nice. And sadly, particularly our seas and oceans, rivers, lakes, our waterways get clogged up. So we focus this year and think, right, what can we do? So one of the things that we can look at is just how beautiful the ocean is. This is a picture of mine, and you can see why I love the ocean and the sea. I just find that incredibly peaceful. And you can see the horse at the bottom there. That is out on our own Batu Ferringhi. And I want this place to be clean and beautiful and to enjoy it because it makes me feel a sense of well-being and feeling really good. I hope you like that as well. So 70%, or that's nearly 3/4 of our planet, is covered with water. And with global warming, that is going up slightly, which is a bit of a concern. And we have 5 major oceans. I'm wondering if you know where they are, if you could place those on a world map, something to have a look at to see if you could do. I think most of you, I would hope, could do that. We, as you know, in Penang are not actually surrounded by one of those oceans. We have seas close to us, but that's a little task for you to try, a little challenge. We have a big problem, don't we, with our oceans, and it is plastic. And it causes, as you can see in that picture with the turtle, it causes problems for our large animals, and that's incredibly sad. We know that plastic lasts hundreds of years, so unfortunately the danger doesn't go away for these large animals. And it enters our food chain. So it starts as microplastics, and it's eaten by small animals, small fish, which are eaten, of course, by bigger fish, and so on and so on. And if we intervene, if we come in as humans at any point in that food chain or food web, then we can be taking in or ingesting some of that plastic as well. And of course, it just looking at that beach at the bottom, it spoils the natural beauty of our world that makes us feel so good. So innovation, we're trying to make this better. So this year's theme is ideas that help protect and clean up our ocean. And this one on the right-hand side, you can see, is a little contraption designed by a university student, actually, and it sucks in any of the sort of surface layer plastic down to a couple of feet only. And sadly, it's much deeper than that. But here's an idea that a university student came up with to try and make our oceans cleaner. You could be one of these people thinking about great ideas to make our ocean and our planet cleaner. Here's our little food chain that we were looking at, or food web, and you can see the different types of fish there. And you can see that the fisherman who will catch those different fish has a high chance then of, when he sells his fish, pushing on fish that may have eaten up plastic, which is not very nice for us. And here's some more ideas. Look, there we doing our beach cleanup, so we've been helping. Sometimes we can transfer our ideas, like remake, we're doing with the recycling, plastic bookmarks. And even down the bottom there, you can see that that road is made from waste plastic. So people are thinking of new ways of doing things. My final slide is probably the most important when we're thinking about our oceans and our Ocean Day. And I think it ties so nicely in with the work that Ms. Chapman and all of us have been doing, but particularly our eco warriors have been driving with our recycling. So what can we do that's going to start making this, a little bit better? And there has been big improvements in Penang in the last 10 years, and we need to keep that going and do even more if we can. So we can reduce our plastic, can't we? And we can recycle what we do use. And we can use our own containers. We can go and pick up raw materials from places, food and things like that. And let's keep encouraging everyone to do it at home. So all of us are the voice now of making our planet a cleaner and using plastic more carefully across everyone that we know in our community. So at home and in school, let's use our recycling and our 2s and 5s that we want to be able to turn into our own products. And on the little picture there, you can see on the left-hand side, in your house, do you have different types of bins where you can recycle things, or do you still throw it in one big rubbish bin? So that could be a little project that you work with mum and dad on, and maybe try and get 2 separate bins at least going, one with plastic and different types of plastic. So you might have 2 or 3 of those. You can make some labels and do something nice with that. And don't just wait for us to call you to go and get the beaches. I was down there yesterday after the storm, and the tide is so high because the moon is massive at the moment in the sky. It was a super moon, wasn't it? And it's pulled the tides right up so high, and it's left a lot of rubbish there. So if you get down to the beach and you want to do some tidying and cleaning up, you can definitely help clean up there. So we need to all do our little piece and try and make a difference. Finally, we have a problem of the week. And so it is an Ocean Day challenge, and we would like you to make something out of recycled plastic. So you can have a look. I quite like that bottle being turned into a little piggy there as a piggy bank. That is a lovely example, but you could be making anything. And on the next page, there are a few more examples, but please take a picture, send it to Mrs. Lanigan. This collects those house points, remember. I haven't got house points this week because we've just had the 2 days, but keep earning them. If your teacher's not giving them out, pester them. Say, can we still get house points? Can I still earn house points? And here are some more examples. So I'd love to see, and Miss Lanigan would love to see, lots of problems of the week. Look at these. So we've got a very cool little flower, hedgehoggy, piggy things down there with flowers at the top. Pencil pots, I quite like the little guitar there, and pots there as well for spoons, knives and forks, all sorts of different ideas, and I'm sure that you have many of your own. So thank you. I hope that you love the oceans as much as I do, and you're going to try and keep them clean with me here in Penang so that we can enjoy them with our family and friends. Happy Ocean Day, everyone. Bye. Have a good weekend. Stay safe.